Today we are here with our guest Johnny Holmes, who is a broadcaster and presenter at Near FM. Johnny had worked extensively in promoting Irish-Indian cultural relations, and he himself is a journalist by profession. So without losing any time, I just want to invite Johnny home and going to ask him first question. Johnny, what you brought to the Indian culture? Because I know you are a fan of Bollywood and you very much promote in your day-to-day shows in Near FM. So how you got interested first time in Bollywood?
Sure, Prashant. Well, first of all, before I answer your question,
Mhm.
good morning, and it's a pleasure to be here. And thank you very much for inviting me. I'm very happy. And Namaste, Ab Kaisi Ho. How are you?
मैं बहुत अच्छा हूँ नमस्ते
Namaste. Okay, Tiko Shukriya. Yeah, I got involved in Bollywood since I got involved in the radio. I worked in insurance for many years, and when times went bad during a recession, I ended up on internet radio on a
Okay.
radio station in Sydney, Australia. It was Hospital Radio 3, but it wasn't attached to any hospital as such. And that was in March, April of 2013. And suddenly in August, we had India Independence Day. So I decided to do a 2-hour radio program, all Indian and Bollywood songs. But during that time in 2009, 2010, I had many Indian friends, and I always seemed to relate better and very well with them. And then I became very interested in India, in its culture, its music, and so on. So I had been on a number of radio stations on the internet after that. We had Radio City FM in Duisburg, Germany, Real Magic Radio in Lancashire, Bumps Radio in, where was that? In Leicester, Radio City FM, that's in Duisburg, Germany. Radio Heatwave in Yorkshire, another station in the Netherlands called Ozone Up, and also Radio Latina, in Los Angeles, California. So I was doing a 2-hour radio show. It's called a Global Mix, and it's music from around the world, but I'd always have at least 1 or 2 Bollywood songs in there. And every year, I finally ended up, I had to give up the internet radio because I moved into an FM radio station, which is also, of course, on the internet. It's 90.3 Near FM here in Dublin. I've been there since 2017, but I've carried on the Global Mix, and every single year during Independence Day, coming up to it, or once, in fact, it was on the day, I did an India mix as well. And in fact, last year I did a Diwali mix last October, November. So here I am now, talking with you all about it, and it's a pleasure. Thank you, Prashant.
Thank you, Johnny. And my next question is actually that you know a lot about Bollywood. And sometime I feel I'm less informed about Bollywood than you. So can you tell me something, your experience with Bollywood? Because in your show, almost Bollywood is always on prominence. And you continuously promoting here Bollywood music, Bollywood pictures, and actor and actresses. So how you do that?
I think it was in 2010. I had Sky on TV at the time, and I used to watch the Indian station showing all of the up-to-date Bollywood songs. And looking back, I have to say 2010 was probably one of the best years for Bollywood music. I mean, we had Hamisha and Forever from We Are Family, Sajakiya Hainakun from Katamita, Piloon from Once Upon a Time in Mumbai. And then I started to dig deep, and I fell in love. I have to say, probably my favorite song of all time would be Mainagar Cahoon from Shanti Now that's, going back to 2007, 2008. And Singers King, Terry Orr. And then when you're a DJ on the radio, you must know what you're playing. You must know, the singers of the song, the producers, the composers, what movie it's in, and an idea what the lyrics are all about. So I just love it. I love also Punjab music is incredible. I mean, we've had Kala Chashma from Kala Chashma. I can't remember the movie from that one, but it's great for dancing. And sometimes, in fact, I'm in the studio and I'm playing Bollywood, and I might damage the equipment because I'm moving with the music. No, I just love it. It's very, very easy to dance to, and when you're dancing to it, it's so enjoyable. And I think it's a very strong message. The lyrics in a Bollywood tune are just incredible. They hit you in the heart. It's so special, and I love it. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So you dance on Bollywood songs and Punjabi songs?
I dance alone at home. Yeah. I think when I went to India Day in Farmley Estate in Dublin, when we were celebrating independence that year, a DJ came along and played about 5 or 6 songs. And I just had to put away my equipment back into the bag and jump in and join them. I had such a great time.
And later in this program, I'm going to play your interviews. So you may refresh your memories that you did extensively, thorough professional interviews, I think 2 hours at India Day 2017, I believe. And that was one of the best interviews I have ever seen by a radio presenter, because interviews was so thorough, so detailed, and lot of knowledge and encouragement to the participants. So that was wonderful. So when first time you came to India Day, what was your feeling, what you were expecting, and what you got in India Day?
Well, I felt similarities between Indian and Irish people. I felt similarities between, and I thoroughly enjoyed the biryani. It was absolutely delicious.
Okay.
And when I was carrying out the interviews, brought up, what did you have? What did you think of the cuisine? And I think everybody had biryani. But it was so delicious. I felt a connection with all of the people I interviewed. So friendly. We were very lucky on the day. I remember the weather was absolutely glorious. And I enjoyed watching all the different, dancing, the culture, and all of that kind of thing. It was a wonderful day, absolutely wonderful. I felt at home. Yeah.
So can I play that your interviews, and it will take a few seconds to come up here. So just a second.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh. Johnny, something happening that it is not allowing me to play that interview, but mostly it was talking with with the participants, with the visitors, and what kind of experience you got on those interviews? You were meeting the people from all corners of India, from all states of India. So then, how much diversity you felt during your interactions with these participants?
I don't know.
Hmm.
You know, before I left to go to India Day, I
Hmm.
had my little box to do the interviews. I think I carried out about 10 or 12.
Hmm.
I had a very busy day the day before, a very busy evening as well the night before.
Hmm.
So I didn't prepare it. I
Okay.
didn't prepare my questions,
Hmm.
which is not me. I normally over prepare.
Hmm.
And I just felt it came naturally. We just had a
Hmm.
chat. We had a
Okay.
chat.
Hmm.
Whoever I interviewed,
That's the
and it
reason
was quite
actually
easy.
when
It was
you have actually unprepared interviews, they sometimes come up actually excellent because there's no artificial input on those interactions. So I
yes,
believe that could
absolutely.
be one of the best interviews which I ever seen on radio.
Yeah, yeah, very true. I think it was easy for me because I don't know, there was connection. It was easy to relate. It was
Mhm.
more a conversation than an interview.
Yes.
And even
Yes.
speaking with the young children, I mean,
Hmm.
they were fantastic. They were
Hmm.
fantastic, absolutely
Okay.
amazing. And lovely
Hmm.
people, all of them,
Hmm.
all of them.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm. You
yeah.
ever visited India, Johnny?
I beg your pardon?
You ever visited India?
I've never visited India, no, but I
Okay.
would love to go.
You have
Uh,
plan.
many, as I mentioned, similarities between, our countries, between
Mm-hmm.
Ireland and India. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
physically,
Mm-hmm.
and it's in the Indian flag, isn't it? It's in the Irish
Yes.
flag. Physically,
Yes.
your
Yes.
country is as green as Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
People from the United States or people from other parts of Europe, even people from the UK, they come to Irish countryside, the Irish mountains, and they say, "Wow, it's so green here."
Mm-hmm.
But when I looked at the photographs or I watch movies in India, India
Mm-hmm.
is as green as Ireland. It's
Yes,
quite similar.
absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So similar family values, similar culture, and uh, about language, Sanskrit and Gaelic. So what you feel about
Yes.
actually, because you know Gaelic, and what similarities are between Gaelic and Sanskrit?
Well, I will count to 10 in Gaelga, and it's
Mm-hmm.
Hain, Do, Tre, Car, Cuig, She,
Mm-hmm.
Shocked, Hook,
Mm-hmm.
Nay, De.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
Hindi, I beg your pardon, it's
Yeah.
very, very similar, you
Yeah.
know.
One,
And
two, three. एक दो तीन चार पाँच. Yeah, like that.
yes, and many words in Gaelic are similar to Indian, like ishk. Ishk in Irish is water,
Okay.
believe it or not. Yeah, but in Hindi, it's love, I believe.
Yes.
Yes,
And
yes,
what are the similarities are in sun worshipping? Because I believe the old Catholic culture, they were worshipping sun, and sun is prominent, actually, very prominent in Hindu culture. So how you view that?
yes. I don't think we worship the sun in Ireland
Hmm.
from a religious point of view. It's
Okay.
more a physical point of view.
Hmm.
We are white.
Hmm.
We are quite white. Um, we're
Hmm.
like plain A4 paper. If you look at an Irish person at their skin,
Yeah.
the color of
Yeah.
your shirt brush on, and we like
Yes.
to get a tan. We like to get a brown tanned color.
Hmm.
But because so many of us are
Hmm.
so white, like plain A4
Hmm.
paper, we're not used to it, and so many tend to burn and
Hmm.
go red,
Hmm.
and they don't go brown. But when we worship the sun, it's more like we want to get a color. That's more position. And I would do the same. I
Okay.
love the sun. I would
Hmm.
sit there Sometimes I'm in my garden. I'll go to the front garden because it has the sun most of the day. And my neighbors will be walking past, and I'm sitting there on a chair looking like, they say I look like an Indian chief with my head
Okay.
like this, worshipping the sun, but I'm not actually worshipping it. I'm just taking it all in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Johnny, what do you think, particularly in cultural connections between India and Ireland? According to you, what would be the best way to bring similarities and more connections between two countries to present each other's culture to the people?
Yes, well, I think first of all, the main one would be our history.
Yes.
I had a call coming in there. I just had to reject it. Is our history. I mean, Ireland has been through exactly the same as India, from ruling by the British Empire. You got your independence, and we have our independence. I suppose, though, the difference there is you were able to keep your language, but we are here still speaking English, and there's not enough Gaelic spoken in Ireland. That would be the first thing. I think both our national anthems, Jana Gana Mana in India and ours, Arnawian, the message behind is extremely similar, very, very similar.
Okay.
We already spoke about the languages, and I think Irish people are very proud. We're proud to be Irish. You know, our nation is very, very important to us. It's like when Ireland reached the quarterfinals in the World Cup in soccer in 1990. We lost the final game against Italy, and the Italians could not believe that the fans were still 1 to 2 hours still in the stadium celebrating. And they said, celebrating, you lost the game, but it's proud that we played so well, proud that we got to the World Cup and did so well. And I think Indians are the same. Indians will be the very same.
They love their country actually very much.
The other thing would be cuisine. I mean, we love our food. We love our Irish stew, our bacon and cabbage. And in India, you love your biryani, you know, tikka masala, and so on. Yes. And I think in Ireland, no meal is a full meal unless we have our potato. And I would say in India, it's probably no meal is a meal without rice.
Yeah, potato is very common in Indian, you know, dishes as well.
Yes, yes. Another thing would be the music. Sometimes I would listen to a Bollywood song, one of the slow romantic ones, and I might turn around to do something, and I'm wondering, God, that sounds very Irish. The background music, you know, coming from musical instruments, very, very similar to Irish.
Okay.
So that's very, very many similarities. I think the flag, your flag and our flag, the message behind it is very, very similar. The colours, similar.
Yes.
And then we have our Irish dancing, but our Irish dancing is more the lower body. You know, it's like tap dancing. It's more from your hips to your feet.
Yes.
We keep hands, you know, not moving by our sides.
Okay.
In Bollywood dancing, it's the opposite. It's the upper body. So if you turn the body upside down, you know, and turn the flag side,
dancing.
It's amazing. So many, you know, similarities. I sometimes I'm talking with an Indian woman, a female Indian female, and she's speaking in English. And her accent, if you listen very, very closely, her accent is very similar to Irish countryside. Very, very similar. Sometimes I have to wonder, oh yes, she's from India. She's not from Galway. Yeah. So, and I think family values is very important, both in Ireland and
Okay.
for Irish people and
Okay.
for Indians.
Mm-hmm. And Johnny, what is your plan for this year's India Day on 16th of August? Although we have a very different India Day this year because of physical distancing and everything. So, did you made any plan for this year's India Day?
Well, I believe we had an interview about India Day last week.
Yeah.
What is happening, and because of COVID-19,
Yes.
everything is changing. It's not just India Day.
Yes.
It's happening all over the world. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So there's going to be this year many live streams on very different channels. So
Yes.
and it kicks off, I think, at 12:30 in the afternoon. So I'll be there. I'll be there watching.
You will be watching live stream.
Oh yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So we will send you all the links and everything. And Johnny, anything else you want to mention and you want to share to our viewers, which is for importance and your connections with India, with Indian community, with India Day?
No, not really. I think we have covered so much in this interview. But what I would like to say is, we're going to have India Day 2020. We're going to have India Independence celebrated the day before on the 15th on Saturday.
Yes.
In India and all over the world. It's celebrated all over the world.
Yes.
With a very big difference.
Yes.
A very big difference.
It's
all going to be online. Most of it will be online, and a very small selection of people with social distancing. You know, when flags are being hoisted or whatever else happens, it's going to be a lot smaller.
Yes.
But we have to make the most of it. And I have to congratulate everybody involved, including yourself, Prashant, for organising this year's in Ireland with the difference. And I hope it goes well for everybody. I would also wish to say in advance, because today is only the 6th of August, we still have a week or so to go. Happy Independence Day to everybody. Have a good one. During this very, very sad and difficult time of COVID-19, I wish everyone, whether they are Irish, European, French, Spanish, or Indian, from Sri Lanka, Pakistan, wherever, excuse me, I wish them to stay safe, and do what you know is best.
Yes.
Don't take risks. Stay home if you need to stay home. But again, happy independence.
Thank you. Happy Independence Day to you as well, Johnny. And today I can say it is a role reversal in a bit, because since last 4 or 5 years, you are interviewing me every year on around India Day. And today I thought it could be something, because you are so much into Indian culture, music, Bollywood, everything. And you are always promoting India Day. So thank you so much to coming for this discussion and talk. And happy Independence Day. Thank you so much, Johnny Holmes.
The pleasure is all mine, and thank you very, very much. Shukriya.
Shukriya. Dhanyawad.